Welcome back to the Sailboat in Shellessea channel. Yesterday my dreams came through when I bought a 30-foot Beneteau sailboat. I've been sailing since age 10 and previously owned a dinghy, which I sold almost 4 years ago. The sale funded my adventures in France, and I set my intentions to buying a project boat I could live aboard when returning to finish university in Trinidad. Day 2 of boat ownership inevitably started spending money. I passed by Budget Marine at Shellessea on the way to the boat. There I get a much needed bucket, a knife, and take the opportunity to scope out prices for future projects. Seeing that yesterday was a public holiday, I didn't get to go to the office to register the new ownership of the boat at the boatyard, so I head there today to read some documents and to sign some contracts. I've known the office staff since I was a child, and now everyone's stoked that I finally got my boat. With all of the admin and paperwork and purchasing things out of the way, for now at least, I can finally go aboard my boat and start the day's work. If you've been enjoying this story so far, I want to remind you to please take the time to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and if you want to go all out, press the notifications bell. But anyway, I appreciate your presence, and yeah, I'm excited to see where we go on this journey, and I've been waiting for it for a long time, so thanks. Looks like the bow hatch needs to be added to the to-do list. Needs a bit of maintenance. Alright, so on the agenda today is to tidy up around the just around the boat, taking off the things that are left behind that are pretty much rubbish, and then I'm going to start taking an inventory I hate that word, of what's aboard, and then I'm going to do a bit more cleaning, like wiping down stuff. So let's do this. It's starting to hit home that this is my boat. Wow, what a dream come through. Can't wait for my thesis to be done to do more work on her. Empty this cupboard. I'm just gonna wipe it out and put everything back. So that's the galley. I would like to wash everything, but yeah, it's not gonna happen right now. Perhaps the galley is a good example of the work. There's cosmetic work to be done, but apart from that, things function and work fine, and I'm so grateful that I didn't buy a project boat in the end. Right, so through some looking around in the boat, I realized this underneath here there is a plastic water tank, and I also was just tidying out the galley and I realized that you can get water. So there's a foot pump and we got water. Right, look at this. When I press down here, oh no, now it's not doing it. Anyway, just now when I press down somewhere here, water, yes, you can kind of see. To be able to do the inventory on the bow cabin, I had to start by clearing out all of the cushions and the supports from underneath, which gave access to the lockers. I wondered about the surprises laying below. The sails! I found the sails! Goody! Alright, so I'm going to start from the bow of the boat on the inside and work my way astern doing the inventory. Looks like I found these sails, so I'm pretty happy about that. I still have to meet up with the last owner to have a look at the locker. I tried to call but I didn't get through to him. Other than that, it's pretty hot. I'm in long sleeve because I don't want my body like touching the boat. It's been sitting here a while, and yeah, I want to like give it a full clean out before I really, you know, get too close to it. Also because of the sun, and I don't want to get sunburned. I spent like most of my childhood out in the sun, in the sea, anyway, beach, climbing, anything, and yeah, I used to get like be really happy to get sunburnt and turn like red, but now that I'm older and I have a bit more sense, I know that that's completely foolish. And so I'm more about protecting my skin now. Yeah, getting skin cancer isn't fun, so I don't want that. And yeah, just like damaging your eyes and all that. So maybe it's a good thing that I'm this age, because I'm a lot more reasonable. I think I care a lot more about my body. So I'm pretty much always going to be making an effort to protect my skin. And yeah, but it's almost lunchtime. Maybe it's after lunch, but for me it's almost lunchtime. So I'm just going to take the inventory in this bow cabin, and then I'm going to go get lunch at the roti hut. Okay, I just had a pretty great lunch. Other birds fighting, and now I have itis. I'm so tired. It was a big bus up shot, like curry and all that. And yeah, I'm gonna take a walk around the boatyard a little bit and then head back on the boat, go to Budget Marine, buy a lock. I went to find out about getting the rigging checked, but it was just before the holiday weekend for Easter, so the place was closed. Hey folks, so I'm off the boat. I'm just going through things. So today was day 2, and besides like boat expenses, I started spending money on the boat, like besides the cost of purchasing the boat. So I want to start making a record of that, as well as a rolling to-do list. I'm going to put both of these things into Excel sheets. But in the meanwhile, I'm like notorious for not having a phone charged, and so if something's online it just becomes very distant, whereas if I have like a book that I can take with me every day, that'll be fine. I also remember today that back in 2009, when my family was sailing down the Caribbean on a then new boat, I bought a logbook, like a really nice logbook. At the time, of course, I only had like my little sailboat and there was really no need for a logbook with that. But I'm gonna use it for my new boat, and gonna put in all of the things that I do on the boat maintenance wise there, and eventually when I actually start sailing, gonna keep record of that there. And it's a really beautiful book, I just love it. But moving on, right, so I'm gonna write up my expenses. Today I purchased that bucket that made carrying things up and down easier. I'm now remembering that I left it with water inside the boat, but I mean it should be fine. So the bucket, a knife. I didn't get a leather one because it was about like 200 to 300 US, like somewhere between like 18 to 100 TT to like 2300 TT, and I mean at this moment it's not like one of the most important things, so I didn't get it. I just got like a regular rigging knife, and which I used to have one, and then I don't know, something happened along the lines. But yeah, so I got those two things. I also needed a padlock, so I got the padlock. Did I kind of realize like, oh no, I still need to get like the latch installed at the top of the hatch. The holes were there. You could see that they filled it back with silicone, so it's sealed and neat. Now I just have to drill 3 new holes to attach a latch. That way the padlock could come and it can hang right there. But just so that like there's an appearance of a padlock, I just hung like a super cheap padlock on it and snapped it shut. So you kind of, if you look, it looks like, ah, there's a lock on it. So yeah, that's what I hope. Anyway, alright, I think that's all I need to discuss. As I said before, like right now I'm working on my thesis, so the majority of my time right now has to go to that, but I'm like in love with my new boat. So I'm like also putting free time there. I was down there yesterday, today, and I'm gonna take one of my grandmothers down to see it tomorrow. She, the first thing that she said when I told her I bought a sailboat was, "Where are you gonna go with that?" And I was like, anyway. And then afterwards she said, you know, the other day I heard about a girl who crossed the Atlantic alone and it didn't go well. And I was like, grand, stop, no negativity. Thank you. And of course, like, I'm not experienced enough to go sailing across the Atlantic right now, but it'll come. Alright, that's all for now. If you've reached this far, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you all. And tell me what your dreams are, what you want to achieve. Next video, we'll be putting back on the rudder and a couple other things.